What's up, guys? Today we're going to look at ENLV on October 1st because I have a backlog of things that I want to look at, and this is one of them. I noticed that I started tracking everything during kind of like, I think around this period, 12:45 a.m. It's kind of late, but whatever, that's when I started. Like, I have a bunch of data that I've tracked, so I noticed that a lot of stocks went up after 1 p.m. So I figured also they weren't like stocks that were very high. Like, notice how this stock is high but then just drops. So you kind of don't want to be in this situation. Anyways, check it out. Um, First thing you want to do when you're analyzing stock is point out the best buy point, okay? Best buy point in this chart for me is the lowest point, the low of the day. And that is 7.89. At this point, if I were just looking at this chart, it would have been making news kind of from, from this, from what the data we have here, it would have been making new lows of the day, um, like constantly, right? From over here, it's making new lows, kind of, like more like over here. Yeah, more like over this area. So what we're trying to look for, in my opinion, is a good buy point. So the buy point would be, um, it would be when the support level starts to rise. So when the support level starts to rise, then you no longer feel like you're in a downtrend. Now, first of all, this is kind of risky already because it's not a booming stock; it's a low stock. So we're not buying while it's like really high. It's actually kind of crappy. It's not like booming anymore. It's in a downtrend. So I'm going to show you the PMG modified algorithm that I've created. Basically, it shows negative volume surges, not just positive volume surges. And what else? So stock was falling, okay? Some bad signals, okay? And then well, bearish signals. I'm not gonna say bad signals. So support level, support level, support level is falling. Then resistance kind of rises much more than it breaks the previous resistance, and then it falls. So it barely crosses zero for MACD, and then it falls. I actually looked at this also on from 5 minute perspective, and you cannot even see it past zero. So 1 minute perspective is really useful for like intraday trading, but you have to be careful with it. Okay, so it's falling, 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 goes up, and then you can see that the support level is starting to rise. So at this point, you want to, I think a good idea is to look for MACD crossing zero. That's like a safe buy-in area. MACD crosses zero over here, okay? So I would have tried to buy in over here. Let's see, vertical line. I've gotten burnt because I was like, I'm gonna buy in, like let's say I saw this happening, right? And I'm like, oh, awesome, now that I know the support level is rising, I can buy in immediately. No, look what happened to people who bought in immediately. They got burnt. Or at least not burnt, but they panicked and they sold. Or, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't the best buy-in point, probably. So anyways, you wait for it to go a little low, because, you get the best prices, right? And you buy in. So, I mean, I had this theory that you should buy in below support. And it's a good theory, but it's not necessarily always going to happen. Sometimes there's a legit support. Okay, so let's just work with this. Sorry, I'm confusing. So MACD crosses zero over here. I would have bought in either like around 8.7. Then it goes up. Then you can see that there's some resistance at this level. I probably would have stayed in because I'm holding, right? I'm holding the stock. It goes up. I'm very happy. I've made the correct decision. It goes up. It goes down. Stock price goes down a bit. I either would have sold here because I saw resistance. Well, you see resistance over here at 9. It goes above it, and then it starts to go lower. So at this point, the trade is not going your way. After, it's after 3 minutes, the stock is going down. You want to get out of it. You don't want to stick around while the MACD is going down. So, I mean, it's not 100% that the MACD will continue to stay up after one wave, because this is one wave. So it goes up, down. But then it's possible that it could stay up, just like it stayed down here, just like it stayed below zero and it kind of waved below zero. It can wave above zero. So, I mean, I could have held, but I probably would have got out at 8.89. If I were a little more, if I wanted to take on more risk, then I probably would have sold around here. The main point is, when you buy in, this is a really good tip. Keep track of your RSI. So let's say you bought in at, I mean, it's not always going to happen, but like in general, this is the case. Stock starts to go up, passes MACD, and you keep track of the RSI when it passes MACD. So let's say it was 50 or 60. So here it's 60. So as long as you sell when the RSI is above what you bought it at, you're generally going to make money. So if I had sold it here, I probably would have made some money, but not very much. But actually, that's not too bad. 8.7 to $9. I would take that, 20 cents on. But actually, this is kind of expensive stock. But whatever. So it goes up, it goes up. I would have wanted to sell after I had seen this resistance area. So there's a clear resistance at 8.99, and it starts to fall. Once it fell, like, I would have seen the resistance over here with my MACD. This is another thing I created, MACD resistance. But you know what? You would see it on a chart. Like, you could see that there is a resistance level here. There's 4 candles, and they will not go past 9. So stock falls. I want to get out. I'm going to wait. I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to sell either when the candle goes up or on a second wave up. I think second wave is like you take on more risk, you get more return, whatever. But I probably would have got out either at 8.89 or 9. Like, I would have tried to get out once I saw the resistance. So I would have tried to get out, even if like I had seen the green here. I think when a strategy or a plan doesn't go your way, like, get out. I think that's so important, because like it's basically like a stop loss, right? It's like, just kind of like you're taking profit, take profit. There's a difference between take profit and stop loss. Like, they're kind of opposite. Stock goes really low, lower than you thought it would, you take the loss. If it goes higher than you thought it would, or not higher than you thought it would, but like to a certain level, a threshold, then you take the profit. So, okay, there's profit here, whatever. At least I got a profit. So I'm going to put a line over, well, you know what, I would have waited over here. This is really cool. And the reason I would have waited is because of my trick. Well, not my trick, but like, keep track of the RSI when you get in. RSI over here was 60, and RSI over here was 62. And like, the fact that it's just a bit above or even around is good. It's better than selling when the RSI was lower. So that was cool. I really like this trade. So 8.7 to 9.1, that's awesome. For me, this is amazing. That I can see this pattern happening. I'm kind of disappointed that it was during the downtrend, but let's move on. Because maybe this is, I needed to do this because I haven't been thinking that I should be trading during a downtrend. So I was always thinking that, and then like this is kind of risk-averse method. Like, you trade during an uptrend, obviously. Like, that's gonna be, there's less risk on your plate, but you can still make money during a downtrend, and that was a legit way. So you track the support level. So now you're out, support level is dropping, you're happy that you got out, stock is tanking, you're like, great, okay, stock is tanking, but like, you keep an eye on it, right? So now support level is dropping, and then another thing is, I think I have to fix this so it works all the time. Low of the day, okay? The low of the day, I'm not going to try to press this rewind button, although that's a great button. Low of the day would have been 7.89. Well, I'm not going to say low of the day, but like low of the past whatever few hours, okay? So it was 7.89, and then it rises, and then support level increases. So this is very key. Support level increases. Now you should be like, okay, I want to get in. Support level has increased. So support level increases. MACD crosses 0. I'm in. This is where I want to jump in. Okay, so now the stock starts to rise. You're happy you made the correct decision. The stock continues to rise, and then all of a sudden it starts to fall. I would have, keep track of your, keep track of your RSI level at MACD. So let's say it was at, so MACD crosses 0 here at 8.2. You get in over here. When this goes red, whatever. When your MACD crosses over 0, you get in, and then it's cool. You see a lot of your price is rising, so you bought in at, let's say, 8.2 after MACD crosses 0, and then you keep track of the RSI. Very important. So RSI at this point was 54. Okay, so it goes above, and then it starts to fall, which is bad. Okay, it starts to fall. And you might have wanted to get out at 8.4, which isn't too bad. That's not a bad place to exit. So let's say you either get out at 8.4, which would I have done? Answer is, so RSI is 56. So technically it's greater than what I bought it at. So if I had bought it in at RSI is 52, I would have been happy to take, get out at 8.41. So I got in at 8.2, got out at 8.41. That's a nice scalp. So I would have been happy with this. Then the stock price starts to fall. I'm glad I sold over there. I can change this to green, whatever. So stock price starts to fall, and then you're keeping track of the support level. Support level is rising, and MACD slope is going up, so you could jump in there. The question I have for myself is, okay, I did actually I held on to the trade, so technically I'm like buying whatever. So here I didn't sell because RSI wasn't greater than what I bought it at, so I just held until RSI was greater. But here, if I thought that RSI was not greater, I probably would have held longer, and I would have sold like maybe over here, 8.45. Not a big difference. Okay, so now it goes into green zone, which is excellent. This is like kind of safe zone, where now you're gonna like if you're part of PMG, you'll probably see the similar thing that I see, and that's like a bunch of buy signals and like positive volume surges. So I have a lot of like confusing signals because it says sell, 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 and I guess I can switch to 5-minute. I don't know if I would switch to 5-minute had I seen this. So let's just work with this for now. So now you see that support level is rising, resistance level is rising. That's an uptrend. So let's say you bought in at this level, 8.64, okay? You buy in at 8.64 over here. A lot of people are buying. And you keep track of RSI. It was at 65. Starts to go up. RSI now at 75. And 75 is really high. RSI at 75, but you know what? Sometimes I like to hold until, so another thing to keep in mind, not really to keep in mind, but like, MACD, there is an average, just like, so I don't know if you guys have noticed, this is something I noticed, is that MACD will, wave, right? And then the height of the MACD, there's sometimes an average for that height. And I've created a, oh man, it's freezing in my house. Oh, Canada. So MACD will generally rise to a certain level. So it does have like a resistance level. And what I've done is I've created sort of a line that tells me kind of the average resistance level. So sometimes I like to hold on to a stock until it passes average resistance level. But for this one, I probably wouldn't care too much about that. Well, not I wouldn't care, but I shouldn't have cared about that. What I should think about more is the like kind of RSI, I think, in this scenario. So I got in, like I said, at RSI 63. I would have been trying to beat that number as I hold the stock. So I'm holding because I saw that the slope up, so I thought MACD is on a positive slope, so I thought to get in, okay? So it's in an uptrend, so it reaches like, I don't know, what is this level? 9.11, and I bought in at 8.5, or can't really see it. Oh, damn it. Show me the price. Okay, yeah, I bought in at 8.63, and when RSI is 64. So I'm literally trying to beat 64. It goes up to 75, so RSI has made a new high, and I would have tried to sell either here or here. And I didn't see any resistance. I probably would have held. I would have held, and then now I'm seeing resistance because the price is falling, okay? So price is falling, I'm seeing, as soon as you see a price fall, that's resistance, okay? That means the stock does not want to go up, there is some resistance at that level. So price is falling, I would have held until I saw some positive, price movement, until I see the candle move up. So the candle moves up, and I sell here. So sorry, like my colors are backwards, it's just my preference, so on red or whatever it moves up. So I would have sold here because I saw resistance here. I saw a bit of resistance here, but like, if I'm holding for just like 4 minutes, I guess it's not worthwhile. Like, just, you can hold for like longer than 4 minutes. I guess you can think about time, but that's not a big deal. So I think I would have done this, and that would have been a nice scalp for me. 8.9 from like 8.6, like, or 8.7. I would have been fine with that. And like, honestly, correct decision, you know? The stock did not go beyond that. It will, as I'll show you, but yeah, so these are the moves I would have done. I would have bought over here, sold over here. Bought over here, sold over here. Bought over here, sold over here. That's it. One thing you can do, which I never, not that I never thought of it, but I didn't like want to do it, is you can just buy when MACD crosses 0 and literally hold until it passes 0. So let's say, I just want to make sure that that's so like, let's see. So this is profit. So from here to here is profit. Hold on. From 8.18 to 8.4 is profit. And from I guess I could write this in Excel. I can close. I need to like crunch the numbers. So I'll say file, new. So selling point over here is like 8.4 versus buying point 8.2. So that's like 0.02 profit. Or no, 0.2 times whatever amount of shares that I bought. And then there's from, let's see, then there's 8.9 versus 8.6. So that's like 0.3. Okay? Or 0.03. That's 0.3. So 0.3. So that's total 0.5 gain, okay? Now, and that's, I didn't think about commission, but yeah, there's twice as much commission. Another technique you can do is you literally just ride the entire MACD positive motion. So crosses 0 at 8.19, you buy in, goes up and down, goes up and down, goes up and down, goes up and down, and then it would have fallen over here, 8.66. So now you're comparing 8.2 versus 8.6 or 8.7ish, 8.67 versus 8.2. 8.67 versus 8.2. So it's a bit below 5, right? 8.67 minus 8.2. So it's 0.47, but there's twice as less commission on it, right? So, I mean, it's roughly the same. I think this is a very simple, stupid method to trade, and this will work, I think. So, and then you could even get in again and do the exact same thing again. But I don't think this is better, because you're at more at risk when you do this kind of crap, because you get to experience drops like this. I probably would have preferred my 0.5 mini profits with the commissions. So that's how I would have treated this day. And then the next day it rose a lot. I think that's another thing to be aware of is you have positive price action in one day, or you see that the trend is switching. So then I've seen this with other charts. If the trend is switching, it can continue into the next day and it'll be even more powerful. Like I won't go through it, but like Socket was like that too. On the second day of the fall, it started to go up. So yeah, that's definitely something to think about. I think I'm done for analyzing this chart. I could go on to here, but like I think the main points were I went over them. I will stop this, and I hope you enjoyed the video on NLV, and that's all I gotta say. Peace.